there was this really beautiful, soft side to Joan, too.
There really was, and I love that everyone is celebrating her life. She wanted a big farewell, and I think she would have loved all this attention. She probably would want a little more attention, actually. And I talked to Melissa a couple days before Joan passed, and, very emotional, but, hanging in there, very strong, just like her mother.
Absolutely, and that is exactly what we saw today, that strength.
What's the outpouring been like?
Unbelievable.
How would I remember? That she was the funniest woman that ever lived.
I feel like I knew her as a woman, as a mother, and as someone that I felt I could call a friend in some way.
She gets all the respect, kind, funny, but just a ball buster, man.
A hugely influential gal, and our thoughts are with her family.
I can still take them with one hand behind my back.
This is the scene outside Joan's Upper East Side apartment. Photographers everywhere. Melissa was spotted this morning heading out to the funeral home, and the first thing she noticed as she left were all the flowers left on the steps.
Just afterwards, Brooke had a moment with the fashion police's Juliana Rancic and her husband Bill as they dropped things off. Then, at 11 a.m., Melissa was spotted going into the Frank E. Campbell Funeral Chapel, where Joan's body will remain until her memorial.
Joan's funeral will be held here at Temple Emmanuel, where Joan was a member, on Sunday at 11 a.m. Just listen to how Joan described how she wanted her funeral to be in her 2012 book, I Hate Everyone, Starting With Me.
I want to be buried in a Valentino gown. I want Harry Winston to make me a toe tag. I want a wind machine so strong that even in the casket, my hair will be blowing more than Beyonce's on stage.
Grow old gracefully?
Come on, she wants Beyonce's hair to be blowing. She wants her hair to be blowing in the casket like Beyonce.
That's so true, Nancy, and it's ironic to me that she died yesterday on Beyonce's birthday.
From CBS This Morning to headlines all around the world, Joan continues to be remembered.
We've learned from the medical examiner's office that the autopsy on Joan's body has been completed, but further testing needs to be done to determine the exact cause of death. There are reports that Melissa is telling friends that her mother didn't have to die. Joan was given a clean bill of health prior to the procedure, and if it had happened in a hospital instead of at an outpatient clinic, her chances at survival could have been better because a hospital is better equipped for a patient who suddenly goes into cardiac arrest. While her mother was still in a coma, the unthinkable decision Melissa had to make was if and when she should take her mom off life support.
David Kessler is a grief counselor whose services have been used by Elizabeth Taylor and Michael Landon. He gave us insight into Melissa's difficult life or death decision.
It's so difficult to make that decision. Luckily, Joan had conversations with Melissa and been very open about, here's how I feel about dying. So I think in days to come, she's going to remember her mother with a lot of love. There'll be no guilt for Melissa.
Donald Trump knew Joan well. She won Celebrity Apprentice in 2009.
Joan, congratulations.
I spoke to Joan a week ago, and she sounded fantastically. The energy she's got, she was in totally perfect health. I've only seen Joan as a tremendous survivor and a really smart, tough person.
Andy Cohen of Watch What Happens Live had been developing a show with Joan this summer.
First time I met her in 2006, I was cast on a pilot with her. She begged me to get Botox. She just begged me. She kept saying, you gotta get Botox. And so I'm thinking about getting Botox in tribute to Joan, actually. I think she would love it.
Joan's feud with The Tonight Show ended in February when, on his first show, Jimmy Fallon had Rivers on for the first time in 26 years. And Jimmy emotionally remembered that moment last night.
She came out, and she came over to me, and she started crying and gave me a kiss. It was really emotional.
At this age, I am my work. I am my work. And if you take that away, I am nothing.
Anyways, we loved her. We will definitely miss her. Gosh, Joan Rivers, one of the greatest.